Hello guys, welcome back. Today I'm gonna show you how to go from looking like this, scruffy and bearded up, to this, to looking your best. I'm talking about pure handsome man. And without further ado, let's get started. Here are some of the things we're going to be using. We're going to be using a wall super tapper and a size number half, number 1, and possibly for those of you with a higher hair count, you could be needing number 1.5. We're going to need a brush. Pick your poison. A double-sided brush, single-sided brush might come in handy. A wall oil. This is going to be to oil the tapper before starting and after. The brush to clean out old hair and the hair after you're done. And we're going to need the Lysol for sanitizing the tapper, which is the clipper. And for those with longer hair, you might need a pick and a comb, depending on the size and length of your hair. So these are some of the things that we're going to need in today's video. All right. Okay, first we're going to clean up the tools, the clipper, the brush, stuff we're going to use for the haircut. So a little story before I start the process of the haircut to show you guys how to quickly and without wasting time, because time is one of your precious commodities, self-improve from home. This dates back to pharmacy school. So back in the day, when I was in UIC College of Pharmacy, I used to have to study a lot, and then I still needed to get a haircut, to look presentable. And I used to go to these barbers. And when I went to the barber, I had to sit there for hours, sometimes 2 hours, waiting for a haircut. Because of that, I let my hair grow out, and eventually I ended up with a dreadlock. Throughout that process, I learned how to groom myself. So I started first using the clippers, cutting my hair to a low level, practicing on how to line up my hair, whatever I could. I never did areas like this. I would only try my best here and here, and do something to make the beard look presentable. But I never dabbled and played with this. But eventually I decided to do it myself. Instead of going and investing an hour, 2 hours, sitting and waiting at the barber, sometimes they're not open. Sometimes you want to go on a date, but you're not looking presentable and you don't have time, and you have to run to the barber, get a haircut, go home, take a shower, get dressed, and then go out. It didn't make sense. So if you had everything you needed at home, it kind of streamlines the process. It makes it easier for you to get your stuff together, get it done, and be out of the door. Saves you time, saves you energy, saves you money, saves you a lot of stuff. So for the most part, why I started cutting my own hair wasn't even about the money per se, but more about the time, which is more important than the money in most cases. I started to do that basically just to save time. For guys, I don't want you to look at it that going to the barber is a way to show people you're balding. No, it's not. You can go to the barber if you have the time. If your time is not that valuable and your time is not that important to you, or you can afford the time it takes to go over there, or you have a barber that's not busy. Around the area where I live, a lot of barbers are busy, so it doesn't make sense to go. So I chose to start doing it myself. I carried bald hair for a while, but eventually I gave that up. Sometimes it could get tedious, and sometimes when the hair started growing back, started bumping. So I just kept a nice low cut. And today we're just gonna do a nice low cut, something that goes with everything. You can wear a suit with it. It goes with regular streetwear. It goes with everything. It just makes you look like a decent citizen. So that's my journey. A pharmacy student who had no time to a guy that is somewhat mediocre to decent at grooming himself and looking very presentable. So at the end of this video, hopefully you'll see how to take yourself from just an average Joe to a guy that actually has a decent outcome. Here's a clipper. You're gonna decide how low you want to cut your hair. I really want it low enough that I could just use a brush, clean it up, and keep the hair nice and organized. Let's start with the 1 inch and see how it turns out. And then if it's still too high or not low enough, then we could opt for the 1/2 inch. Or if you're trying to get a longer kind of low cut, you know, you start with something like this. But if you really want, the smaller and closer they are, the lower the cut. The more spacious they are, you know, the longer the inch of hair you're gonna have left on your hair. I usually start cutting along the grain. So I'll cut like that. Okay, as you can see, you could readjust. So right now that's what it's looking like, and I think I like it. It's low enough. It's low, but not too low. So you're going to be cutting along the grain. However you brush your hair, if your hair is lying this way, you want to start from the back and move forward, okay? Just how you brush your hair. And of course, before you begin, you want to, if your hair is a little bit high, you want to comb it out. If it's not so high, you want to brush it out. So you want to do that. So see, like right now I'm cutting here, but because of the waves and the hair is overlapping, it's not coming down. You see that? It's not coming down. So what you do is you clean it up first. Clean this up. Just keep cleaning it up. Hold it here. And sometimes it helps to have somebody. These are for the single guys that have nobody. So if you're a single guy, or you know, even if you have a girlfriend or wife and she's not around, but you need this done, this video is for you, okay? So you go reach back there. Don't forget to clean up your brush. You just clean it up. So you're gonna have to do that from time to time. You're gonna have to brush out the brush and your hair. So you're gonna do that. Brush your hair so that you know where you're at. You're gonna go against the grain now just to clean it up. brush, remember, and the brush. Yeah, we're beginning to get real nice and even hair. Brush, brush. Brush. See? It's coming together slowly but surely. Now we're gonna brush the clipper just to make sure it stays clean. Check for uneven areas, okay? So that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna brush and brush and brush. Alright? You have to dry your hair because sometimes you start sweating. Once you start to perspire, sometimes it affects the ability of this tool to cut. So be mindful of that. Cut accordingly. To this side. So usually what I do is I divide my hair into two segments. The front, I take care of the front first and then I tackle the back. So now we're just trying to even all the hair in the front. If you could feel my hair right now, it's a nice smooth, low cut, just all laying down. If I'll just brush. What we're doing here is just trying to even out the all the hair. I sweat. Sometimes I perspire. It's hot in here, so my hair is it's sweaty a little bit on my head. So I'm just trying to even out everything going on here. So as you can see, in the front here, the hair is beginning to get even in the front, you see? It's all even now. Because remember, depending on what kind of cut you're going for, that will determine the kind of attachment you're going to put. See, I'm going for something really low that I can just use a brush, make it look decent. See, I don't want something a little bit too high. I don't want like the hair dense on my head. I just want it like just slightly covered with hair. So it's that time again. You turn off your clipper. So now you brush. You brush while trying to keep your hair dry. I perspire a lot on my head, so I have to be mindful of that. So I just brushed, so I look for any uneven spots on my hair. I'm gonna grab an extra mirror here so I could get a nice view of the back and see what's going on back there. Everything back there is looking good. I have a couple of spots over here that are not even yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and find a little bit of consistency on how to make that all even out. So usually doing this by yourself is a little bit more difficult, it's a little bit more challenging. So you have to keep, your best guide is 2 mirrors. One, to look at while you're cutting, and the other to get a view of the back of your head. So that helps. And you do that like I just showed you, holding it behind your head and trying to watch what's going on back there. So now we're gonna keep cutting. Now we're gonna go in there and we're gonna try to even out whatever else is not even yet. So we're just gonna be gentle. And then in the back, we're gonna turn it around because it's the back. And we're gonna just try to come up in the middle. You clean, brush a little bit, down, and you brush. Okay, so the goal is just to find the level of hair you're going for, the length of hair you're going for, and even out all the hair on your head to be of the same size, right? So if you see any patch or discoloration or cluster, you want to even it out. And that's the goal. Once we get to that point, then we're almost done. So for now, my sweating head is preventing me from getting there any sooner. So I have to keep cleaning out the brush and cleaning out the clippers. So we're gonna continue, okay? So right now I see some uneven hair right here. So my stuff set at the lowest setting to cut the most hair. That's the setting, all the way down. You put it back here, it would cut the least amount of hair. So we'll set it here, and then we'll just keep going. Just slowly. And we're gonna go against the grain a little bit, just to catch anything that is not trying to play ball. you don't want to be laughable. You don't want to go out in public and have all these patch of hair all over you, so you want to keep going. You know, it might take a couple of takes, depending on how dry your hair is. The drier your hair is, the easier this would be. So right now, we're gonna keep going, taking a pass at it. So I'm gonna turn around so you see what's going on over there in the back. Now you're gonna check it. So now we're gonna brush. Okay, we're gonna brush. Okay, we're gonna brush. All right. Then we're gonna turn this. We're gonna clean this up by brushing it. Just to. Okay, then we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna grab the mirror so we can look around and see how close we are to being done. Okay, the mirror is here, so we're gonna take a look. I have a couple of patches. Around here, but nothing, you know, nothing too crazy or too noticeable. But you know, if you look, you can see them. It's just somewhere around there. So I'm gonna take a few more passes at it. I'm gonna take a few more passes at this area of my head because I see some patches over here just to even it out. So the goal is to get everything even. As you can see, if you look around my head, we're getting real even. As you can see, if you look in the back, look at the top, everything is getting real even. So we're gonna continue and take those passes at that area. You go to the barber is gonna do exactly the same thing. But you have to wait an hour to 2 hours to get it done. So this is not something you do all the time. This is for that one time you got a date and you can't wait, or you got a flight and you can't wait. This one time you got an interview, you got something that is important, a function, you cannot wait or have time to go to, you do it yourself. So that's what this is for. Or if you're just a guy that is starting out in life and you want to cut your cost down. Because I can see how a $40, $50, $75, $100 haircut could be a lot for a guy that's just starting out in life. So this is for you. This is your path toward being a minimalist so you can have a lot eventually. This is your way to save some decent amount of money. So let's say you take one haircut every month. Put it at $550 a month. At the end of the year, you're saving about $600. So that's not bad. You know, $600, what could that go towards? Maybe that covers 1 month of your rent. You know, living in a studio somewhere in some small town, or cover all your electricity bills, your cell phone bills. $600. It's a decent size of money for a guy that's just starting out in life. Or you're a mother that needs to cut your son's hair, or your father that needs to do the same and you don't know how. This is how. So you just keep taking a pass at it. And I think at this point I already got all the uneven hair. I think I got it all covered. So yes, I believe we're there. Sometimes you gotta press into the head, you know? Some of the stubborn hair they don't wanna get even. You gotta press into the head to get them with the clipper like that. You gotta go against the grain now to get some of the hair to become even. See? You gotta go against the grain. See? Becoming real even. As soon as I started pressing against the grain, I started getting results. So at this point, we brush. I should have kept the towel for this. Yeah, I didn't know I was going to be sweating this much. So yeah, okay. So now brush. So now we are going to look at it all and see if there's anything left behind. It's never gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be decent. Okay? You're gonna have something very nice and very decent. So you're gonna look, and as long as you're satisfied with what you see, you're done. So that's what the finished product looks like. That's the finished product. So now, that's how you get your own personal haircut by yourself. You've gotten yourself this far. Now you have to shampoo. I recommend a shampoo with carbonic acid. because those clean up the pores and void them of oils that block your hair and actually begin the whole process of hair loss. So to prevent hair loss, you want to use carbonic acid when you're washing your hair periodically. Once you use the carbonic acid, cleans out your pores and activates that hair growth that you need to keep your hair volume. So now the next step for me is the shampoo. Once I'm done shampooing, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the beard. So now I've cut the hair, shown you how to clean up your hair and look presentable. And in the next video, I believe, I'm gonna show you how to clean up the beard and take your beard from bushy and unkempt to looking very classic. All right, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, dislike. Thank you very much.